Super Dave here with another review. Super Dave here, and we're going to take a look at another Thundercats by Super 7, and I'm excited to look at this one, another core character that we're getting from Super 7, and this has the foil Thundercats logo on the front. We're going to go ahead and open up this slip cover here, and there he is. Wow, he's looking awesome there. I am a little concerned as I've seen some reviews talking about some of the characteristics of his outfit or his uniform here being a little dingy looking, and I have that same concern, but we'll look at him closely and see for ourselves. But there is that artwork on the back, really neat looking artwork of our Tigra, and there's that bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. All right, let's go ahead and break him open and check out Tigra. And here inside of Cat's Lair, we're gonna take a look at Tigra and check him out and see exactly what he's all about. And we're gonna first look at Tigra's accessories. And Tigra first of all comes with 3 sets of hands, some horizontal claw type hands, some vertically hinged weapon holding hands, and he comes equipped in the box with horizontal weapon holding hands. He also comes with this really nice head sculpt that's the calm face like we've been getting with the Super 7, and we see the angry looking Tigra face. Got a little scarring there on his chin, a QC issue. A lot of people have been reporting QC issues. We'll take a look at that. And then he has his bolus. Now he has his bolus weapon that is already tucked into the handle there, that's not extended yet. And then he has a plastic bolus weapon. See the handle where it has come out fully extended. Now a bola is a weapon with weights on the end of the strings that are used to grab hold of things like for climbing, and also to whip and as a weapon. And we see Tigra using this weapon for all of the above in the Thundercats cartoon. But he also comes with a really nice bolus. It's got the plastic weighted balls on the end of that one, but then has all of the rope, the loose rope that is really neat that goes along with this weapon. And that is just really neat. I think that's a good touch to this Tigra. And I'm not sure exactly how we'll use that, but that is neat that it comes with 3 forms of the bolus, and we're excited about just looking at him with all of these things equipped. So let's do that now. Let's go ahead and equip him with some of these weapons and take a closer look at our Tigra. And here's our Tigra coming over here with his angry looking head, with his bolus still in the staff in the handle there. And you can see some of the markings. There's that kind of a cuff over his left shoulder sleeve. There's a little QC issue there on his back there. That's just some shading there that looks kind of like dirt almost. And you see that also on the front in the abs section, which I guess that's supposed to add some shading, but I see how, as some have said, it looks almost like a dingy, dirty look, and not sure if that was the intent. But there's also a QC issue on one of my calves right here. On that part right there, you see a little QC paint issue there. There was one on his chin there, and then again, like I said, on his back there. But I've not seen as many as some have seen on theirs, so I think I'm pretty fortunate. There's a little bit of scuffs, the scuff on his tights there, but overall I think mine's pretty decent. The paint on that royal kind of design on that left sleeve looks good. The cat's emblem, the Thundercats emblem logo looks great on his chest there. That's just a reflection. That white is a reflection. But all the rest of the paint looks pretty good except for what's on the chin there on my head there. The other head looks great. No QC issues on that head, we can see. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of his bolas equipped here and see how they look. I really love this stiffer version of the bolas because you can see it can actually be in action whipping behind him, and that's really neat. I've got that vertical hinge weapon holding hand there on his right arm, and that is just looking great. I think that looks phenomenal. That stiffer corded bolas weapon, as you can see it whipping around there, that just looks really nice on this Tigra. That he looks like he's going into action with that. I love that. Really cool. And there's how we would use that bolas. That's the loose rope at the end of that handle that he's got. You can use that loose rope, being it's not stiff, to wrap it around monkeying so that it's tied up his arms so that he can't use the mace or the shield blaster on Tigra. And you could just diorama pose this any way you wanted to capture a foe. And in this case, you know, the bolas, as it said in the bio, allows Tigra to disappear, but also with the power of this bolas, he's able to influence the mind of his enemy. Kind of like a Jedi mind trick, I guess. And that's kind of cool. You could just use your imagination in all kinds of ways. You can also use this loose rope type bolas for like hanging from a ledge or helping Tigra pull up from a situation where he's fallen, and uses that to climb out, so you could use this in a lot of different ways. So that's really cool that he's come with this bolas with the loose rope instead of a stiff rope. That's cool. None of these have a wire in them. They're all either stiff or loose, but I think it'll work for what you're going to be doing. I think it's awesome that they came with these options. Really cool. Now let's take a look at Tigra's articulation. All right, bringing Tigra on over here to look at his articulation. Like we have seen with most of these figures, very limited head motion. He cannot look up at all because of this hard hair that comes all the way to his neck, and both head sculpts function the same. I've checked them out. Very little down motion, that's it. I mean, nothing to speak of. He is going to be able to turn side to side, but not really any pivoting either. It's just way too thick of a neck coming up inside of this cavity, and not enough of a ball joint coming up into the head to give him any clearance whatsoever. And yes, that is a disappointment to me. You're not going to be able to get a 360 on this arm over here because of this cuffed sleeve design with the royal looking design on it, which is like what he has in the cartoon, as you can see there pictured. But that's okay. If you do it, you're going to get scarring here, so you got to be very careful. You will get 360 on this side. You've got bicep swivel. You're going to be able to get that T there. Again, that's about as high up as you're going to be able to get on this side because of that cuff here. You don't want to scrape it on that point there that comes down off of his neck muscles there. Design coming into this section here. So you're just going to be limited of what you can do with this arm because of this here. You do still have bicep swivel on this side, and technically you do have that elbow turn there. It's just really tight because of this part that comes off here, like we've seen with some of the other ones. No swivel at that sleeve there, but you see his tiger type stripes coming out from behind his arm there, coming out. And of course, he's got that claw, the horizontal claw on this wrist, and I did equip him with the vertical wrist on this side with the bolas. And so you can see how that works, and that's really nice. Glad that they started including those vertical hinges. Just like with the classics, Buck, he's going to be able to crunch forward about that much. He's going to be able to crunch back a pretty good amount as well. He also has the waist swivel there. He's going to be able to get full splits there in the middle. He's going to have thigh rotation, single jointed knees. He does have that knee swivel, but he also has boot cut too. So you got double whammy right there on top of each other, which is kind of strange. He's going to have the ability to do full tiptoes, go up a good amount, and has excellent rockers with the peg hole on the bottom of the heel. So all of that is really nice. Typical classics, ultimates, basically type articulation here, with the exception, of course, again, like we've been seeing in this line, you do have the pinless joints, pinless knees. So that's really nice. And Tigra, I think, looks really good. It is true to the cartoon. This is what we wanted. True to that cartoon look, the Rankin Bass cartoon, and that's what we have here with both head sculpts and his weapons and his outfit. I am in agreement that this does look a little dingy, the shading brown that they chose in this section here, but I do see at certain angles, like you can see right there, it is shading to try to bring out the abs, but unfortunately it just makes it look like he's dirty. But overall, I think they did a great job. I didn't have too much sloppy QC issues, just a little bit on that chin of the other head sculpt. But other than that, overall, he did a great job. They're doing a great job with this one. And I like Tigra. I'm just happy to have him in the set. Now let's compare him to the other Thundercats and some other action figures in comparisons. And here's Tigra next to Lion-O and Lynx-O. And you can see that he's about the same height as Lion-O, maybe just a hair taller, not much, and I may have Lion-O a little bit hunched, just a tad, but about the same height. Of course, like I said, have the pinless technology where our Lion-Os did not. I think the mirror Lion-O wheel in the red suit, and Lynx-O was also pinless. Panthro is coming over there. He's coming in just a moment to measure up beside him, but you see how good he looks. Lieutenant Tigra. He's on Lion-O's council, and here they are in the cat's lair, and they just are looking marvelous. Great. And there's our Tigra next to Jaga. He's about the same height as him, as well as Panthro, just a tad taller than Panthro. Of course, we know Panthro was a little bit more short. He was shorter and bulkier in the sense of his build in the cartoon, but that looks great, and happy with having these. Just awesome, awesome. Can't wait to get Chitara and Snarf. We got to have Snarf. Why don't we have Snarf yet? And I never got the Thunder Kittens, Wily Cat and Wily Kit. I'm looking forward to getting them. Hope they're going to be re-released as far as that first season, you know, core characters. But anyway, we're starting to get there slowly but surely. And here is our Tigra next to our Filmation or Club Grayskull He-Man by Super 7, as well as the Super 7 Katrina Filmation, which that was a cat. I like bringing her in with the Thundercats as well, since she was in that Filmation cartoon of He-Man, but goes well with this line, I believe, and that's really cool. Good to see them together, and you know, it looks like Tigra's just a little bit taller than He-Man, but and Katrina, but really looking good there. Cool. And here's our Tigra next to Motu Classics Chief Carnivus, which he definitely fits in good with this line as far as being a cat, lion-looking cat. And I know Poom-Ra is supposed to be a villain, but in my Motu and Thundercats universe, yes, Mum-Ra did disguise himself as Poom-Ra, but in my universe, my multiverse, I am pretending that Poom-Ra was an actual Thundercat that did get lost and finally did come around even after Mum-Ra pretended to be him. And so, because I just like him. I like his character. I like this action figure. He deserves more than just a one-time show. And love his abs. I love his shape. I love his colors and that robe and that head sculpt and his walkie-talkie. So that's in my universe, in my pretending. But the Tigra looks great with all of these, looking cool. And thank you so much for joining us for this Super Dave review as we looked at another Thundercat, and we'll be going down the line and looking at some more of these. So please come back and see us again. Like if you've enjoyed it. Of course, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and come back and see us again. Now enjoy some photos in the photo gallery.